Hello and welcome to A New Way. I'm Shirley Hellman. Do you believe that positive thoughts are what bring you what you want? That you must be positive at all cost? You can't speak the negative, even if you're feeling it raging within you. Do you think that if you speak the negative, something horrible is going to happen? So thinking, when we think with different parts of our brain. And I, the prefrontal cortex, which is the conscious part of our that we know about, that we're aware of, more aware, unless you've been doing a ton of deep meditation, that's the part of us that is really running what we think what's running us. But the reality is it's the stuff that was programmed into us long before we were conscious. We're like this wet piece of clay when we are first formed. Even in utero, we're picking up information from the outside world, and it is downloading into our system, into our very nervous system. We have beliefs that, I mean, sometimes we think we believe one thing, and then something will come up, and you'll just like not even understand where that came from. Or you'll say, so I've done this. I'm guilty of this. Feels like I have Tourette's sometimes. Not really. But, I'll say something and I'll go, why on earth did I say that? I don't even believe it. I mean, or at least I don't think I believe it. But some part of me does. There's there's so much fascinating research done on this out there in the world. And as a person that works in this world and works in energy medicine and I've done this many years, I have learned to be compassionate with that programmed part of myself that really is acting from a belief system that was imprinted upon me. There are ways of changing it, because if you believe that the outside world is causing your life to be the way it is, then you're really a victim. The reality is it's really an internal process. It's really about what's happening on the subconscious or unconscious aspect of the brain that was imprinted like the wet clay. And then as we grew up, it got hardened and was burned into us. So I ran into a wall this weekend that I would have sworn I had already overcome. And I help clients with this kind of thing all the time. And it was really kind of shocking to me because I had all these plans and all this, or I was all completely organized as I like to be. Not that I always am, but I like to think I am. I really wanted to get all this stuff done. I had really concrete goals and actions and a plan to get a whole list of things done for my home and for my own self. I think maybe I got 2 done, and I literally I didn't feel good. I did different things were happening. The toilet broke and I had to fix it. Well, I didn't have to. I could have hired somebody to do it, but I know how to do it, so I did it. Things kept happening that were not outside of what I had planned. And so very little of what I really wanted to get done got done. And I think about that. I watch my clients go through this and I really had to just sit back and go, okay, I had to give myself some space. I did some work, some energy work internally and externally. And I also did some tapping, which is what I'm going to share with you today. You've seen me do this before, but I wanted to just talk to you about the thought processes that we go to, because the internal thought process that's what we think we're thinking is like less than 1% of what we are. It's like this tiny little piece of information that we think is all of what we are, and the reality of it, it's a tiny amount of what we are. The reality is about 99% of us is unconscious, subconscious aspects of ourselves that we're literally walking through the world without as much awareness as we'd like to think we have. And we're being run by programs, unless we've done lot of work, which I've done a ton. A lot of people have, but unless you've actually addressed those patterns, the things that keep happening over and over again, unless you've actually addressed those patterns directly, They're not going to change. So I thought we'd start today because we're not activated. We can pull up, if you have something in mind that's really like something that has happened more than once in your life. Sometimes they can be big patterns, sometimes they can be little patterns. They can be around food, they can be around money, they can be around actions that you plan to take. They can be around relationships. Really, it's across the board. They can be within your business and your life, business life, or they can be within your personal life. I know people who can run multi-million dollar organizations and their personal finances are a total disaster. Not not something I'm sure that they want. They haven't addressed the basic issue, which is there was something programmed into them that's keeping that in place. So let's start on the side of the hand, which is a frequent place people start, and just state the 3 times we're going to say it. I am done, and you state your own issue. So I'm done, and I'm just going to use running into walls. I'm done running into walls. I am so frustrated by running into walls. I don't want to run into walls anymore. I am done with running into walls. I can't believe I ran into a wall again. I mean, why? I knew that. I knew. How did I not know that wall was going to be there? It's been there before. Why did I run into that wall? I just ran into that wall again. Now I'm a week behind. This is so frustrating. I hate running into walls. I don't want to speak the negative though, oh my word, because that would be awful. I don't like to run into walls. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. It's so frustrating. Ugh. So when you talk to the subconscious doesn't hear negative. It only hears it's a different system. So when you say I don't like this, it really isn't, it's not making things worse. You are connecting yourself to that thing that has been holding grip on you. Okay, so now let's go and do another round. We're going to do and I'm doing these really quickly. And I'll try and slow myself down, but I just tend to, when I get upset about something or when I'm feeling it, I just tend to get very passionate very quickly. So let's go. Okay. You know what? I think I'm going to allow that wall to dissolve. I wonder what it would be like to not have that wall anymore. Oh, my system feels so much better. Releasing that wall out of my system. I wonder what it would be like to walk in the world and have exactly what I want. I wonder what it would be like to finish the project I started and didn't finish. I wonder if I could do that. Oh, I know I can. I've done it in the past. I know I can get through to this. I know I can get through this. I'm allowing myself to deconstruct, to take apart the wall that was there, to let it melt away with ease. Let it just disappear, vaporize into ether, and no longer be a part of my system. I no longer walk down the road and run into walls or drop down into a hole or cause myself pain or self-sabotage. I allow myself to see the pattern as it very first begins, breathe into it, sit down and tap for a little bit and go, oh my gosh, I can feel my system starting all over again. And I can let my system know that it can let me know it's safe. It's safe to sit down and just go through the tapping points and speak what I feel. Allow that to dissipate. Let it just vaporize into the ether. And then I can go on about my business. I hope that was helpful. I love working with women, especially that's my main focus. And I love helping women find those places because we have our unique flavors of walls that we run into. And so I leave you with that. Have a wonderful day. And connected to this video is my website, my Facebook and Instagram page, as well as my YouTube video page. So go ahead and connect with me. I would love to hear from you. Tell me what you thought. And if that kind of opens some doors in your mind, that maybe speaking the positive is important, but addressing the negative within a container such as this is not only helpful, it is the only way to rid ourselves of those old patterns. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to hearing from you.